phone call. That's it. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi,
You're on the air. Welcome.
This is Patrick. What's your name?
Hey, Patrick. My name is Mike. Where are you from, Pat?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
Joe, Mike. I'm actually from Spokane, Washington.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it out here. The sun's coming through, and I needed to jump on after the previous caller kind of rattled my cage. Nothing personal. The guy is focusing on the negative. We got to use the law of, what's it called? As above, so below.
Yeah.
So there's going to be positive and negative everywhere.
Yes.
Right?
I agree with you.
Good people, bad people, different degrees. So we can approach this thing and go to the negative all we want. You don't want to meet a reptilian, though. I can promise you that. It's terrifying. I'd actually, you can kind of hear the tone in my voice change. I apologize for that. I've had two experiences myself.
What kind of dog is that?
To talk about.
Yeah, I would love to hear your experiences.
With what?
Hey, Joe asked, what kind of dog is that?
It's Dogson.
Oh,
Kyle.
I would love to
interrupting.
That's fine. We're just joking around. We sometimes play a soundbite called from Charlie Sheen asking what kind of dog is that. And it's a real non sequitur that really interrupts the phone call, but we're goofy like that.
What kind of dog is that?
Well, feel free to record it and use it at your discretion.
Absolutely. So I'd love to hear about your experiences real quick, if we can.
All right. What actually happened with my daughter, she was 7 years old and witnessed it with me. It was around the holidays, would have been 2014, going on 15, I think. And we saw an orb over in the neighbor's area. We are at my folks. They live on the Pacific Coast area. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's okay.
It's bizarre. So I've never heard an experience really like it. It was an orb. It floated right up to us. And it was literally like a 4 to 5 inch humanoid looking thing, crisscross on what looked like, I would say, a 5-inch in diameter frisbee, like one of those mini frisbees you would get as a kid.
Yeah.
Looked identical, but it was obviously technology. And my jaw's literally to the fucking floor. I'm making eye contact with this fucker. He floats right up to me, looks away, just completely nonchalant, and disappeared.
Now, would you say that this orb, is it more humanoid, or is it just like an orb of light?
No. It was at first an orb of light, and as it approached closer, it turned into a clear figure. It would have been within 4 or 5 feet. My daughter was with me.
What did she see?
She actually concurs with what I saw. I tried to split it up and make it as not biased as possible, so I didn't want to feed her info. So what I did is I waited at first because I was just shocked. So I was like, okay, I really have to process this. And, I had had an experience previous to this as a child. So this was not a new concept to me, but this was a completely different degree. It's in your face, it's right here kind of deal. So after I processed that whole, holy shit, that really fucking happened, and there's another witness here, I need to first off tell her, don't talk about this in public, basically, because we're just normal people. I don't really have much to lose. They can't come and take my house away over this, I hope. But
look like crazy.
It's like she can't go talking about this, in public. So I told her, these are things that, happen to some people, and they swear on it. But it's usually not talked about in the general population. And she's very smart, understood that, and just went with what I told her. But her story basically, there's a few differences that I didn't notice that she did, like the color. She picked up details that I didn't. But again, I mean, I was literally looking at this fucking thing that was no more than 3 feet tall. And the detail I remember distinctly was, like, I had this, like, I actually felt bad about reacting to it because I looked at its feet and it was sitting crisscrossed, and it had looked like this thing had probably sat like that for eons. And it was ugly, ugly, ugly. It was hideous. And that was like my first reaction, like, holy fuck, you're ugly as shit. And then I was like, oh, I'm very sorry, I don't want to, but that was like my reaction. And then it just looked at me like basically, yeah, okay, fly on the wall, and took off. That's basically what I got out of it.
How long did it last? How long did the interaction last?
Total interaction would have been no more than 10 minutes at max, from what I remember.
10 minutes? That's considerably long.
It would have been early in the morning. It was the holidays, so we were up late. So it would have been around probably 1 or 2 a.m., the weird witching type hour thing. She was up with me unusually, but again, it was because of the holidays. And it happened in my folks' kitchen. They live overlooking the Puget Sound and have big windows, and that's what this fucking thing floated up to. It started out as a light that just looked like a normal xenon light over in the neighbor's yard, which is about 100 feet away or so. But then it started moving, and it caught my attention, and I didn't bring it to hers until it was literally, or I didn't bring it to her attention at all. She asked something along the lines of, Daddy, what is this thing? What is that man? Or something along those lines. And, yeah, my jaw completely on the floor. I looked right at it. It maintained eye contact for a good solid 2-3 seconds. Looked to its right. Like, I'm very detailed with, like, subconscious type interactions. That's my sort of thing. So, it was a good, I had a good in the moment response, I feel, aside from genuinely feeling bad about looking at this fucking thing's legs and being shocked like that.
Yeah, man, you're pretty superficial. You're pretty judgy.
Oh my God.
I'm curious to know, what do you guys think of that? Have you heard any stories like that?
Have you no.
heard of?
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, I mean, anything,
especially for the length.
Yeah, neither.
I can only tell you what I've heard and read thus far. And so when it comes to alien interactions and different types of alien species, there are some that are commonly referred to as the orbs. You see orbs everywhere, and orbs have some people speculate that they're actually information conduits. That if you interact with an orb, it will pass on information into other dimensions. Like they're actually kind of like, you can imagine that they're cell phone towers. Now yours, that orb that traveled to you and transformed. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You said you had a 10-second interaction or a 10-minute interaction?
10 minute.
10 minutes.
10 minutes
from the time I noticed the orb.
Okay, from when you noticed it, and when it actually kind of came to you and transformed into that entity. How long did that entity did you witness it is sitting cross-legged like that?
15 to 30 seconds.
15 to 30 seconds. Okay.
It floated pretty slow. So I remember seeing the light, and it didn't transform. It just became, okay, I saw what this was. It was the Frisbee thing it was levitating on was emitting the glow.
I
it was
see.
An after effect.
Okay.
But I do feel like it had the technology to just pop out. It's that kind of part is hazy. It's very strange, and there's more to the story. The night as I fell asleep, I feel got more bizarre. I don't want to look into it anymore. I don't want to go get regress. I'm good. Whatever happened, I'm cool. I don't need to go any further with it.
Have you had only one last question for you? Have you had any dreams that pertain to this?
No.
Okay.
None.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man, give me an email. I want to hear more about your first experience. We got to get out of here, though, but I want to hear more about your experiences.
It's that stupid name, projectfleet.com.
Okay.
It was for an old business thing I sold off. All right, man.
Hey, man, thank you for telling the story. I definitely want to hear more about your experiences.
Yeah, I'd love to share it. It feels good to get it out, but it's so
How old's
bizarre.
your daughter? Can she talk on the show?
I really felt like I needed somebody that understood the topic more to talk about it with. So I appreciate it, man.
Joe just wants to know, how old was your daughter at the time?
7.
And how old is she now?
10.
Okay, so it's a recent experience. So, okay.
Pretty recent, yeah.
All right, man. Hey, hit me up in the chats. I want to talk with you about this more.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
If you want to join the Slack or Discord, give us an email at ourbigdumbmouth@gmail.com. Check out obdmpod.com for all the social media and donation links. Be a part of the magic.